Good morning, y'all. My name is Masanya. That's lasagna with an M, basically. I am from Brooklyn, New York, and I am here live to talk to you guys about just everything. Advice. Really, I'm here to speak about like nursing careers and basically all of you who are interested in getting into nursing and want to know more about how this prestigious career works and the pathways into getting into nursing. That's what I'm here for. But also, I have lived a full life, honey. And I can help you guys with tons of advice on every and anything, except I will not be accepting pictures of your shanana or your man's ding-along asking me, girl, what this look like? What you think this is? I am not doing nursing diagnoses today, okay? We gonna talk about nursing, but I ain't working right now. I am off the clock. You feel me? Also for today, I am going to need everyone to be open-minded and basically shed whatever mindset you may have of, what you think nurses should be, or certain expectations of professionalism, blah, blah, blah. Y'all ain't getting that here. I am so serious when it comes to my job. I do not play when it comes to my patients. I, however, am a damn fool, okay? And I am very funny. I come from two very hilarious parents who today is their anniversary. Shout out to Jackie and Errol. If y'all know my parents, give them a hug, but don't run up on my mom because she's like a chihuahua, okay? She might attack. So, this is just who I am. Don't expect me to be super hoity-toity. That's not happening, okay? All right, y'all. I decided to relocate so y'all could get a nature feel, because I couldn't really stand the inside lighting. Not just that, my dog and my husband are home, and they gotta live and breathe, so I can't tell them to stop walking, breathing, you know what I'm saying, because they live here too. I don't have my own studio. It's just my backyard, and there's like 11 birds out here, so they all want to say what's up to y'all. So I'm gonna get into a real quick intro, okay, and just introduce y'all to the madness of nursing. I know so many people are interested in getting into this field. I so look forward to working with you people in this field in the future. Whenever y'all pass y'all boards and finish school, I'm looking forward to it. I welcome new nurses. I don't believe in the old school nursing way, and I'll explain that later. It's not a good way, but it's old school. I'll start off by telling y'all my nursing age. I am 7 years old in nursing, okay? It's not really a long time. To me, I feel like I'm still in my infancy sometimes. I have had a very interesting ride. It's been fun. I've had crazy days. I've had days where I have sat at the nursing station wanting to quit, okay? Crying while giving out meds. I've had those days for real. And other days where I'm like, yo, this is where I'm supposed to be. There is nowhere else in the world for me to be. I don't know if anywhere else will take me, but nursing loves me, okay? And my patients love me immensely. I'm a developmentally disabilities nurse. I take care of people, children and adults who have autism, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, you name it, traumatic brain injury, all the people that have behavioral issues, psych issues, those I know most of you may have the question, like, okay, well, what made you get into nursing, right? So I'll be honest with y'all. When I decided to get into nursing, it was after having a very, how could I put it? I was very full of myself when I was younger. And it's not a bad thing to be that way. Let me clarify that. I just knew what I wanted. I was going to be a doctor. You couldn't tell me anything. I was going to do it in 4 years. And that was just it. So, surprise, I got pregnant, 19 years old, and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from school. My mom was so mad. She's like, girl, she was happy I was having a baby, but she's like, go back to school, I'll take care of the baby, so I had that support from my family. But I decided I want to watch my daughter grow up, and I decided maybe about 4 or 5 years after that to get into nursing. So basically, my reason for choosing nursing is because the best thing I know how to do is take care of people, and I figure, why not do it and get paid for it, right? Long story short, the babies just wouldn't stop coming out. Like, you know, they just kept on coming. And I realized, like, oh my God, I have to be able to function as an adult and take care of children, right? So I kept having kids. I have 3 beautiful daughters. And I was basically pregnant through nursing school twice. I mean, listen, this is what us women do, okay? We have the babies, we get back to business, right, Beyonce? Yes, okay? So that's what we do. And I knocked out my programs, got into the hospital, and absolutely hated it. It was heavy. I spent long hours away from my kids, wasn't too crazy about that. And basically you end up becoming like a waitress to certain people. Some patients can be really nasty, okay? But I stayed with it. I found my niche, okay? And that's something I'm going to talk about later as well. But I'm going to try to stick to my little thing that So there's so many pathways into nursing. My personal pathway was I started off as a certified nursing assistant. Then I went up to the licensed practical nurse, which is the LPN. Then I went to registered nurse, which is an RN. And basically, I'm going to keep on climbing because after that is the master's in nursing and the doctorate in nurse practitioner, which is basically you're a doctor nurse, which is so cool, right? I'm thinking about going that route myself. I always tell people it depends on what you want to do. Some people go straight for their RN. I'm not knocking those people, but I do feel like because I started from the quote unquote, I hate using this word, they say started from the bottom, now I'm here. To me, CNA is not the bottom, okay? These facilities cannot run without their CNAs. I don't care what any facility tells y'all, oh, they're going to get rid of CNAs, blah, blah, blah. BS, okay? They need their CNAs. So I thought that I could have a peaceful video session with y'all out here, and then my husband turns on the central air, so now the central air is humming in the back. I don't know if I should just kick him out for the day. Like, you know, it is Black Women Are Popping. We're not focusing on the men today. But he about to be a black man that's going to be in the trunk right now. Because I don't know if y'all could hear me over that loud humming sound. But if y'all can, I can continue. So basically, like I was saying before, the CNAs is the certified nursing assistants. Then from there, you know, that to me is a good foundation. Because I was a CNA, that's what kind of gave me an understanding of what needed to be done on the unit when I became an LPN. So you kind of like are building on your layers of knowledge in nursing when you start from the quote unquote bottom, which to me, it's not the bottom. It's just what I consider to be the best first step for people going into nursing. So I did my CNA, did my LPN, went on to the RN. I am currently going for my BSN. That is the Bachelor's in Science of Nursing. With your BSN, you can basically be an educator. And pretty much that's what I'd like to do with my nursing career for right now. So I am taking care of the developmentally disabled, but it would be so nice to be able to teach some nursing students, maybe after work, a couple hours a day. I would love to do that because I believe in it. Now, you'll hear a lot of people, especially those of you who are making your way into this field. A lot of people will tell you, oh, go straight for your BSN. I'm not knocking you. You can absolutely do that. I, however, have young children, and I chose to go in baby steps because, like I said, initially in my life, I just wanted to go to Trump straight into medicine, and then I had kids, and this is what I chose to do. So I'm just telling y'all what worked for me. I achieved my associate's degree in nursing. I got a lot of flack, of course, you know, growing up Caribbean. Y'all already know. You got to get the top of the top, the best of the best, greatest grades, blah, blah, blah. Listen, with my associate's degree level, I was able to get a position in management, which I am a nursing supervisor, and basically I am responsible for, I would say 10 group homes, and I want to say 2 day habs. So I'm on call 24/7. I am the mini boss junior. With my position, it takes a lot of mental. So some people will say like, oh girl, I could never be on call 24/7. To me, I feel like I need to know what's going on with my guys, okay? My guys are like an extension of my heart. I need to make sure my patients are good. Yeah, call me. Let me know what's going on with my guys. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just things that are minor, like they just want to know, how should we get this prescription written for this patient? It's basic things like that. But like I said, this is my niche. I don't mind having to answer my phone to help my guys, whereas some nurses may want to be off the clock once they clock out, and that's absolutely okay. There's so many different positions that you can go into with nursing, and that's what I love, the flexibility of it all, because you don't have to stay in the hospital, you don't have to stay behind a desk, you can have flexible time like I do right now, to, do your hobbies and work as a nurse. It's so flexible. You don't have to deal with blood. A lot of people say they're scared of blood, that's why they're not nurses. I don't have to deal with blood. Like, the only time I had to deal with blood in my most recent career was when I was working with a nursing home. And of course, I was providing wound care. So for those of you who are afraid of blood, for those of you who are not great in math, trust me, in my head, 1 + 1 is 11, honey. I just don't see how y'all get 2, but whatever. We're not going to argue. Okay, I don't have my master's in statistics, whatever. 1 + 1 is 1 and 1, which is 11, whatever. We're not going to fight. Let's not fight. We just met each other, right? So anyway, you can get into nursing. You don't have to be this like scholarly individual, like Einstein or anything like that. You just have to have common sense, and you have to be able to critically think, which is something that nursing teaches you to do. I can't explain critical thinking to you. It's just something that once you complete a nursing program, it's like it gets downloaded into your brain and you automatically think different from the rest of the world. That's why we're crazy. So we spoke about the associate level, which, surprise, you can get into management with that. And we spoke about the bachelor's level, which can provide you with education opportunities where you can basically teach nursing students and basically teach anyone. Okay. You can actually get those options also with an associate's level, but you may not be able to teach nursing students. You would be able to teach CNA classes and stuff like that, which is pretty dope. I just love to teach. I love to talk about nursing and all that fun stuff all the time. So that just works for me. Anyway, so now we're moving on to the master's levels, and shout out to all my master's nurses. I see y'all. I might be coming there with y'all soon, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all inspire me. Nurse Nicole, Katie Duke, I really, really do appreciate these ladies. Like, I live vicariously through them. You'll find them on Instagram. Just really motivated young women. And with the MSN, that's where people will branch into nurse practitioner or certified nurse. I didn't mean certified nursing assistants. I meant certified registered nurse anesthetist. How you say that? Anesthetist? I don't even know how to say it, but that is what my husband is going to school to be, because, surprise, I am married into nursing. Yes, y'all, I met my king in nursing school, y'all. So that's another advantage of nursing school. Y'all might find y'all a nice, fine black man or white man or whatever y'all choose. You know what I'm saying? And we study together and we go to school together still for our bachelor's. And his goal is to be a CRNA, which is a certified registered nurse anesthetist. They basically do anesthesiology in the hospital, and they're one of the highest paid specialties in nursing. I'm gonna talk to y'all about money later. Y'all just stay tuned. We're gonna get into it, but it's a wide range, so but I'll fill y'all in bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just money, right? I didn't realize how difficult it was to spell that word, anesthetist. I'm literally on my other phone looking it up. Y'all see that? Anesthetist. Let's see how it says it. Cause, oh wait, did I press the right button? Oh, it's supposed to, hold up. Ain't it supposed to work when you press the little sound thing? I'm just, all right, we're gonna leave that part alone. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. Okay, so with your master's in nursing, okay, there's a lot of leadership that opens up. I notice a lot of nurse practitioners have their master's in nursing, and they have the option to go into basically family or different, a lot of them I notice go into family medicine, basically. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm fighting with the bugs. Like I said, we in nature, so come on, y'all know it wouldn't be fun if it wasn't me messing up and doing bloopers, okay? So anyway, with the MSN, which is the Master's in Nursing, you guys can, get your CRNA or go into nurse practitioner, which allows you to do family medicine, geriatric medicine. You can go into GYN with that, which is OBGYN for those of y'all who don't know. You could basically go into pediatrics, which is under the family realm. of nurse practitioner. There's multiple specialties that you guys can get into with your nurse practitioner, and also with all branches of nursing. And then of course there's the DNP, which is the Doctorate of Nursing Practice, which is so dope. I don't know, I feel like I might go that route. And you can write prescriptions at both the nurse practitioner level and the DNP level. So yes, you get to be a little doctor nurse. You know, it's a little bit of both worlds. Who don't like a little swirl every now? So before you even get into the specialties and all of that, I just want to note to you guys that, you know, there's a lot of difficulties getting into nursing, but, you know, we as Black women are resilient. We don't take anyone's shit. And we ain't gonna wait on nobody's wait list, okay? We are getting into this nursing field and medical field in droves. I want us in this field by the thousands, because you know what? People who have us as their nurses and their doctors are the best cared people. Okay, whether they like it or not, we are the best in this field. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. So you go into those schools and they want to give you a wait list that's 2 years long. Guess what, sis? There's 11 more schools. Okay, you get into it, you find your way into this field, and join me. Okay, that's what y'all need to do. Don't ever give up. Just keep pushing, and it's whatever specialty you want to do. You figure it out. You find your niche. You get a job. Quit. Sometimes you have to get a job and quit. You may get to a job and be like, yo, this is not for me. I thought that this was going to be like this. Or they're working you way too hard and it's too much for you and you can't keep up. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to be a functioning, safe practicing nurse. You don't want to be in a facility that's going to make you feel like, damn, my license is at risk. So I want for you guys to just keep in mind that you have to keep pushing through. This field is not for pussies. If you soft and you don't know how to be an advocate for yourself, you can't come into this field advocating for others, because you're not going to be able to. You have to kind of have a very strong backbone. You have to know that what you're saying is backed by science and evidence-based practice, and this is what I said, and I said what I said, and I mean it. Okay? That's how you have to be with nursing. And there's always a nice way to put it. You know, be sweet, not too street. You don't want to lay nobody out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, the nursing school wait lists are insane, okay? But there's multiple schools. I know some women who have their degrees in other majors, okay? And they have decided after 10 years or 20 years in another field, hey, I want to be a nurse. And they have their bachelor's and they have their master's and they go for an LPN program. There's nothing wrong with that. You get in how you can get in, sis. Like, ain't nobody out here trying to judge nobody for what letters you have behind your name. I know a lot of people do, but I'm telling you, we changing that today, okay? I don't want to hear anybody bashing CNAs. I don't want to hear anybody bashing LPNs. I don't want to hear anybody bashing RNs with their associates, bashing RNs with their bachelors. Oh, this one's smarter than that. No, we stopped that today, okay? So I want everyone to just focus on what they're doing and getting in where they can fit in. And there's so many different ways. You have so many options. There's also programs for ladies who have their bachelor's in any major. You can find accelerated programs that will allow you to basically go in for your bachelor's of nursing. It's a 15-month program straight from hell, honey, okay? Like, you see Satan at the front door dressed as a nurse and you'd be like, what did I sign up for? And you study all night and you up for 16 hours reading this damn textbook and you get sick of it. But listen, it is worth it in the end. And I used to have a lot of people tell me, girl, don't worry, you could do it. And I'd be thinking like, oh, please shut up. What you know about what I can do? And they was right. I'm glad I stuck with it. Like, I was able to buy my first house at the age of 24. Because I'm gonna be forever 25. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what my birth certificate says, okay? And, you know, we bought our first house and, you know, we take care of our kids. And I'm thankful to, you know, sticking with it. So I want y'all to stick with it so y'all could be with me. So for this part, I'm gonna read from a list because there's so many different places that I have worked. So in my 7 years of nursing, I have worked in hospitals, nursing homes, wellness clinics, okay, where I just would basically give people vaccines, flu shots and PPDs, and doctor's offices and hospital clinics, which is different from working the hospital unit, okay? I have been a staff nurse. I have been a charge nurse. I have been case manager nurse. I have been nursing supervisor. I have worked for major insurance companies. I have worked in schools, okay? I have done private duty, which is something, there goes my central air again, but I have worked private duty, which is something that I still do to this day, which is very lucrative. Sometimes people need a nurse right now. Matter of fact, just this weekend, I had a patient that needed a nurse right now. Within 4 hours, I got dressed and headed to the city and did my thing. So there's so many options. With nursing, you don't have to feel limited. You know what I mean? Like, you can literally, like, sometimes they need nurses that will work in a lawyer's office, okay? They just need you to review some paperwork and let them know what all this medical jargon means so that they can understand it to explain their case. Sometimes there's nurses that work as legal nurses, okay? Oh man, their rates are expensive too, like $400 an hour. Okay, that's just, okay, I thought about going that route, but I don't know. Maybe some legal nurses could reach out to me and I can have them on my little show one day so we could talk about that, because it seems like a lot. But yeah, there's just so many options. Sometimes some companies, they just want you to do chart review just to make sure certain things went the way they were supposed to. If when a person died or something, you know, that happened in the hospital, they just need a nurse to review it. Like, we're really important, okay? I need y'all to understand that. Nurses are so important. So before I head off to work, oh, well, there goes my list. My list just blew in the wind, y'all. It's all good, though, because I know how to do it off the top of my head. Before I go off to work, all right, I guess I just wanted to share with y'all some of my nursing stories. Like I was telling y'all about the day that I had the breakdown and was crying at the nurse's station. This stuff happens. I was in a nursing home, which I will not name, and I had 45 patients, and they happened to put me on the hardest floor in the entire facility. 45 patients who are rehab patients and substance abuse users. People are in pain. They need their methadone at a certain time. It was rough, okay? And I literally had my med cart surrounded. Some of them was hearing voices, yelling at me. I was a new nurse, and I started crying. Now, one thing with nursing is when you're in a facility, like a nursing home, hospital, you can't just leave, okay? I wanted to leave badly, but I also know that part of being a nurse is you need to know your state's Nurse Practice Act, okay? You need to know what you're legally responsible for. And if I would have just left in the middle of my shift, that's considered nurse abandonment, which is a charge that you can be charged with your board of nursing of your state. My state is New York, okay? So I knew, even though at that time I was very early in my nursing career, I knew what I could and could not do. So I knew I was staying there until my shift was over at 3 o'clock. And I struggled through it, made it through, and quit. Okay? And that was pretty much the last time I was in a nursing home up until about 2 weeks ago, where I had a patient attack me with an IV pole. She was not the reason why I left the facility. I left because I said, you know what? I need to take time for my back. I mean, homegirl was really trying to take me out with the IV pole, but we're not going to talk about her, okay? So moving on. So I stepped away from nursing homes pretty much, hopefully, for the rest of my life. Maybe until I'm an old lady and I need a nursing home, which can't no nursing home hold me. I'm a thug. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cause nothing but trouble if they put me in a nursing home. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but girl, I don't know. Just know they not going to be able to hold me. I'm going to leave when I want. I'm going to come back when I feel like it. Whatever. Elopement risk, yes, all of that. I'm going to be the fall risk, you name it. Just I'm going to have wristbands all up and down my arm because I'm just going to be a rebel in my old age, even more than I am now. But I digress. So yeah, that's one of my nursing stories. I've had nursing stories where my own nurses have pretty much set me up, and that's something I'm going to speak about, which is basically very special to me. Remember earlier when I was telling y'all about that whole old school way of nursing? Basically, there's this old adage where they say nurses eat their young. And basically, you know, the nurses that you would look to that will have your back, and they should have your back, and will help you learn your way into the field of nursing, what they used to turn around and do is basically set you up for failure. And I don't know why it was like that back in the days, and still is nowadays as well. I guess they feel threatened. They see younger nurses coming in wanting to take their jobs and stuff. Well, I'm letting y'all know it stops today, okay? I'm not here for play. I don't tolerate bullying, and I don't bully people. And I don't want y'all doing it if y'all get into this field. And all y'all old bitches out there that like harassing young nurses, I got something for y'all too, okay? And it's not just a nursing thing. Like, I have seen nurses get bullied by administrative. Listen, sir or ma'am, if you do not have a nursing or medical degree and you do not understand the evidence-based practice knowledge that I have been taught, then you, sir or ma'am, need to fall the fuck back and let me do my job as a nurse, okay? They bully nurses. It's disgusting. Okay, and they love a young nurse that ain't too sure of herself, so they could tell you how to do your job. And listen, you know exactly what the hell you're supposed to do. If you completed a nursing program, okay, and you have read your books and you have passed your exams, you know what you can safely do, and you have learned your Nurse Practice Act for your state. You know what you can safely do. Don't let anybody dictate anything to you when it comes to nursing. I have dealt with that firsthand. And I hope one of the managers from back in the day see me right now. I see you. And it's just absolutely deplorable, because it's especially difficult being a black woman in a field where you have just a tiny bit of authority and you have to kind of, All right, y'all. So let's talk about money, honey. Okay. So, been nursing. Listen, at the end of the day, we live in America. At least I do. Okay. They tax the hell out of everybody. Okay. If you make anything more than, I want to say, $65,000 a year, they just want to tax the hell out of you. So, when it comes to nursing, like I said, I can only speak for myself because I've made it to a certain level of nursing. I have seen nurses who have degrees lesser than mine make more money than me. I have seen nurses who have degrees higher than mine make less money than me. I'm just saying. So when I tell y'all, there's no set price when it comes to money. Sorry to disappoint, but this is the truth, okay? I have stepped away from jobs that were paying $100,000 a year because I knew I needed to be. From what I've been seeing nurses in the field now, like in hospitals, making anywhere between, I want to say, $75,000 to about let's say $105,000. Okay. And once again, it depends on where you're going. Some hospitals will start at 75, fresh out of school. Surprise. Okay. And then there's other hospitals that'll start you at 95, fresh out of school. So it's really just a hit or miss. It's really up to you to do your footwork. It's really up to you to get out there, research. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, a lot of times people see women and they find us to be timid. Listen, there's a way to ask everything. There's a way to say everything as well. Say it and ask it the right way. Yo, how much y'all paying? How much ducats I'm gonna come up off? You know what I'm saying? How much bread y'all putting out? You know what I mean? Like, come on, you gotta ask. I've seen nurses working in the field of social service where they're basically working in, like, I would say, like, the home health care, as far as being administrative and supervisory there. I've seen nurses working in developmentally disabled realm making anywhere between 65 and 130,000. So once again, like I said, it depends on where you go, and you're not limited to one specific place. And of course, the higher the degree, there's doctors with their nurse practitioner, people with their DNP. It's so much easier to say the acronyms. I hate saying the whole thing out, but people with their DNP who are making $200,000 a year. So it depends on what facility you are in. And just stay focused, Don't just get into this field for money, because you're not going to last long. This field will eat you up if you don't care about people, okay? And spit you out. And the beautiful thing about nursing when it comes to having the ability to do private duty, you are your own license. You are your own business. Okay? You are your own brand. So at the end of the day, you have the ability to protect yourself. So there's something called malpractice insurance. Now, with malpractice insurance, you pay for that out of pocket. I don't care what your first job tells you. Oh, we cover your malpractice. No, honey. You make sure your malpractice insurance is active, okay? You make sure that you are covered so that if anything happens to one of your patients while they're in your care, that you got lawyers to back you up, okay? So that's something that every nurse should have, and that is why I do private duty nursing on the side. It's beneficial, it's nice to work one-on-one with a patient. I've had some really amazing patients with private duty nursing, so I like it. It helps. So there's so much more I can talk about with nursing. We could stay here all day, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna open the floor, and you guys feel free to hit me up on all my social media sites and flood me with questions, whatever questions you have about pretty much any topics. I got time today, and I will be answering your questions in between doing my lovely job that I love so much. And I love my guys. Shout out to my crew, my developmentally disabled babies and adults. They warm my heart. Like, I seriously look forward to serving my patients and their parents, because their parents stay with them long term. Yeah, I look forward to serving you guys every single day. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. I'm going to post my social media information next, and ask away. And I will keep your information private because I am a nurse, okay? Keep it to myself if you want me to keep it to myself. All right.